Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rahakakadash. Double honors to the elders apostles from Great Millstone for teaching us the truth among other things. Shalom to the fellow Israelites that pushing the truth in sincere and the hopeful elect. Shalom. So I want to do a story about this particular video that I stumbled upon. And let me play the video first and then let's speak out on it.
So I've been in Europe for about a week now, and it's been so cool, like, just seeing other black people out here, like, you know, like, we's deep, like, the diaspora is strong, but one thing that has been very interesting in interacting with other black people from these countries, or just in Europe in general, and then they're like, oh, like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, America. I'm like, oh, but where are you from? And then I'm like, America. Like, then they're like, no, like, where are your parents from? And I'm like, oh, so you're asking me about my heritage. That's interesting. And I'll tell them and stuff. But it's so interesting because it's like, I guess that's how some black people view themselves here. Like some people view themselves like, you know, heritage first. Like, it definitely seems like it's very like, that's my heritage. Like, I'm Nigerian English, or I'm Nigerian Dutch, or I'm Ghanaian Dutch. Like people aren't just Dutch or English. Like, I found that so interesting. Maybe it's me.
So you hear the guy speaking about basically how it goes in Europe and of course in other certain parts of the world. And you have our people that truly asking who you are. And because here in Europe, for example, we call ourselves after the islands. Basically, we're from South America, we're from the Caribbean, from Curacao, from Bonaire, from Aruba, Sint Maarten, all kind of islands, right? Suriname, Chile, Cuba, just to give you an example. All these things is basically what people ask you if they meet you in Europe. They ask you from, hey, where are you from? If you say America, okay, then because in their minds, America, a lot of these, not everybody, but because the Native Americans was there, the Issachar, the Mexicans were there. So basically, we later been brought there. And when I say later, who we am talking to, the so-called Negro, the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levite, especially Judah was placed there. And that happened to the Atlantic slave trade ship. So all these things, that's why the people are asking like, hey, no, but where are your fathers from? Where is your mother? Where's your parents from? Because then they can ally it with something like, hey, okay, so if you say I'm from Jamaica, they know exactly, oh, you're from Jamaica. We know that. So your father is Jamaica. But if you say America, they want to know which part. Where are you from? Which part? Because they call you so-called Afro-American. So there needs to be something before that, right? That's what they explaining you. But the most important part is that we don't call ourselves after the lands, because that's what the so-called white men have taught us. They've been calling themselves after the lands. They name the lands and they call themselves after the land. But our heritage goes back to Israel, Jacob descendants. So if people ask us like that truly want to know who we are, then we say we are a Jacob descendant. We are Israelites. We are from the tribe. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin, I think. Just to give you an example. And another brother will say I'm from Judah. Another brother will say I'm Issacharite. Or Gad, the Native American. But if the regular person that comes to us, and give you an example again, I'm on my job and people ask me where you're from, then I will say I'm from South America, from the Caribbean, the islands. And then they're going to ask, of course, some gonna ask, which island? Then I give them the answer. I'm from the Caribbean, from the Curacao Island. Basically like that. But that's what they're gonna ask. But where is your parents from? My parents are from there. And if they ask further, where's your forefather from? Oh, he's from another island. And where's that? If they go further, I can explain them also, like, yeah, my forefather, my great grandfather, basically, he goes back to a place from West Africa where he was taken. So we explain that to people that wanted to understand when we speak about certain things. Then we can go deeper, because Deuteronomy 28 and 64 also says that the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. And that's what's happening. All around the world we are scattered. From the one end of the earth even unto the other. So even from America, all the way to Australia, all the way to China, all the way to Japan, all the way to Russia, all the way in Europe, we are scattered among the other people. And there thou shalt serve other powers. And that's what is happening right now, man, till this day. Christianity, Catholic Church, Islam, Rastafari, Egypt, Kemet, all kind of things we are basically worshiping. But we're supposed to worship Yahweh Basham Yashai. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, and his son name is Yahushai, what the world calls Jesus. But we ain't referring Jesus, man, because Jesus goes back to Caesar Borgia, a so-called white man. He was painted by Da Vinci, man, Leonardo. Caesar Borgia, you can look it up, man. Then you're gonna find, like, hey, they really Job 9 and 24, man. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. And that's what's happening. And what happened? And that's why we are telling our people to come back to the Heavenly Father. So you don't gonna continue to discontinue away from your heritage. Because if you are Jacob descendant, guess what? Your heritage goes back to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Basham Yashai. That makes the Heavenly Father Yahweh your father, your great father, and Yahushai your uncle, your big brother. So that is something that is very important to understand, that we know who we are. And in Baruch 2, it also says, like, in the land of our captivity, we're going to call upon our names again, man. Let me read that real quick. It's important to do your research to understand, like, that you don't call yourself just I'm American or Afro-American. How can you be from two different parts of the world? It doesn't make sense. This is Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. And that's what's happening right now. We're hearing the words of Yahweh Basham Yashai, man. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. And that's what the Israelites that believe in Yahweh Basham Yashai doing right now. We're praising him in the land of our enemies, man, that in bondage and slavery, man. Because you think you're walking around freely, you still need to pay taxes. You need to give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So it shows you that we are not in control. We're still under the curses, man. Of course, curses are lifting up slowly, but we're still under it, man. So we need to serve our enemies, man. Micah 2 and 10. It also says this is not our rest. Our rest is coming. in Revelation 11, if I'm not mistaken. Then I saw rest coming, man. But now we are in bondage still. Read Isaiah 14. You're going to see that we're going to put back in our own land. And that our enemies is going to basically cleave unto the house of Yasharallah, the Jacob descendants. So back to Baruch 2 and 31. 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And we are the one that are back in the reincarnation, man, as our forefathers. We fucked up. We did wrong. We need to come back to the Heavenly Father and do right, man. We are like 300 million plus zero behind the Heavenly Father, man. That's how many times plus you need to ask for forgiveness, man, for the things what we did wrong. Because the Heavenly Father is angry, man. The Heavenly Father is angry with the wicked every day, man. And we have wicked people among our nation also, man. Of course, he's angry with the wicked of our enemies, but you gotta understand, our own people, they are also wicked, man. Let me see. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman, bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. And that really happened, man. We've been put on slave ships, scattered all around the world. Nobody has bring us back, man, till this day. So that's why we're waiting on Yahweh Bashem Yashai to deliver us back, man. Yahushua is our salvation. He's the key to the Heavenly Father. Through him we're going to be saved. So that's why people are asking you where you're from. Where your forefather, your father goes back. Because if I say I'm from Holland, they're still going to ask me, where's your father from? Because that shows you how important heritage is, man. Our heritage is Yahweh Bashem Yashai, that we are Israelites, that we are Jews. So with that, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yashai. Shalom.